question 7. Mary, Bianca and Steve are picking apples. Mary picks 264 apples. 1/6 of these are green. So 1/6, this is Mary, of 264. This is Mary. So in order to work that out, I'm going to do 264 divided by 6, which is 44 apples. So that's Mary. Now, Bianca picks 150 apples. 28% of those apples are green. So I want 28% of 150. Now, if you're using a calculator, the easiest way to do this is just to find 1% and then times it by 28. So 150 divided by 100, that would give me 1%, which is 1.5. I mean, you could do that on your calculator, and then you can, that's 1%, so 1.5 times by 28. So 150 divided by 100 to get 1%, times by 28 gives you 42 apples. So it's 42 for Bianca. And then I've got Steve. He does 15% of 340. So again, we'll do 340 divided by 100, which is 3.4. That gives you 1%. And then 3.4 times by 15. There's different ways you could do this, and you could just multiply by use a multiplier or whatever. So whatever method you want is going to be fine here, but this should come to 51. So who's got the most? We need to say Steve's got the most. And I think most people got that right. Now the next one you guys really struggled with in general. Some of you got 1 mark, and some of you did get all 3, but very, very few. So this is the way it works, and we haven't actually done this topic this year, which is, I think, one reason why people really struggle with it. We've not really done anything on data this year. So Sharon asked each of her friends to name their favorite Olympic sport. So 13 said athletics, 17 said cycling, 8 said swimming, and 7 said gymnastics. We need to draw an accurate pie chart. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to add up to see how many I've got all together. So 17, 30, 38, 45. Use your calculator for that. You know, if you're in an exam, why not? Just to be sure. So your total. So she's asked 45 people. So what we need to do is represent 45 in the pie chart. The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to say, right, how many degrees for each person? And so the way to do that, so degrees per person, I've got 360 degrees, and I want to split that by 45. That will give me how many degrees per person. So that comes to 8. So 8 degrees for each person that I'm representing on the pie chart. So this is going to be 13 people, each at 8 degrees. So 13 times by 8, 104 degrees. This is going to be 17 people. Each person is represented by 8 degrees. So 17 times 8, which is 136 degrees. Then I've got 8 people. 8 times 8 is 64 degrees. I've got 7 people. 7 times by 8 is 56 degrees. This should come to the full 360 degrees. If it doesn't, you've made a mistake. So you can check it. 136 plus 104 plus 64 plus 56, 360. So you know it must be right. Then I get my protractor out and I measure. Let's do athletics first. Is 104 degrees. So I'm going to line 0 up with this line here. We will do practice improvement question on this skill, exactly this skill. 104 degrees, round, past 90, 100, 104 degrees, just there. So that is going to be athletics. Then I want 136 degrees of cycling. So I'm going to move my protractor round, so I've now got 0 on the new line. Round to 136. And I'm going to draw that line in, and that's cycling. So this one was 104 degrees. This one was 136 degrees. I'm going to measure round on the next one. And I want 64 degrees. So it comes to just here. And the rest should be, oh, that's going to be 64 degrees. And that is swimming. And this one, therefore, must be gymnastics. And must be 56 degrees. You can double check it with this. If it comes to 56 degrees about, which it looks like it does, you've definitely got it right.